So I came back late last year. Thank you. I'm so excited to be part of this program too.
Yeah.
I'm also excited to be here.
Yeah, we are streaming live on Facebook. You can watch us live at Today 95.1 FM. Today 95.1 FM. You could watch us live and drop your questions there. Now, Prof, to begin, what do we mean by critical thinking and why is it such an important skill today?
Well, critical thinking is actually the ability to be able to reason, okay, to reason independently, logically, clearly, okay. You now use the ability to evaluate problems, to solve problems, and also to take decisions independently. That is what critical thinking is all about. So we shouldn't just accept anything that you see online, because most of the things we have online are not actually true. So it is very important that we evaluate this information before we can accept them. So that's the essence of critical thinking. So it's the ability for us to reason clearly when you are evaluating this information or solving this problem.
Interesting. Now, do you think AI is improving critical thinking or replacing it?
Well, I will not say that AI is replacing critical thinking, okay? But it has two ways. AI can improve critical thinking because it will enable you to learn. It's just there to assist you. It's there to enhance what you are doing. But if you now rely solely on AI without bringing your own ideas, it can replace critical thinking. Because critical thinking is very important in the sense that you should be able to solve the problem first. You should be able to analyze the problem yourself. Have the idea first before you now bring in AI. But if you are so lazy that you're not allowing AI to think for you, to take decisions for you, which is wrong, that what it means is that you are now replacing critical thinking with AI, which shouldn't be. So AI is not there to replace critical thinking.
Oh, interesting, Prof. Now, you know, these days there are a lot of ways to learn in Nigeria or in the world now. Do you think AI is changing how people learn and solve problems now?
Yes, exactly. AI is changing how people learn and solve problems. And that is because, you know, these days, people use it to solve problems at a very fast speed. When it comes to speed, AI is helping us to achieve that. So that's why most people are using it. But despite that, we shouldn't allow AI to do everything for us. But it's actually helping us to solve our problems. You know, what you can do within maybe two days, AI can do within minutes. AI can solve that problem for you within minutes. So it's actually improving the way we learn. But we shouldn't rely solely on AI. We should be able to do what? Think and generate our own problems before you now allow. You now compare it with what AI is giving you. So don't just accept whatever AI is generating for you. You should be able to look at it and then compare it with what you also have, the idea that you have. Compare the two.
But a lot of people are saying that AI is encouraging intellectual laziness. Do you agree with them?
To an extent. It's just to an extent. Why I say to an extent is that if you allow AI to think for you, what it means is it's not encouraging intellectual laziness. But we should not allow AI to think for us. What AI should do for you is to help you in terms of capacity. But it should not replace your capability. Don't allow AI to replace what you can do. But most times people just use it without bringing in their own ideas. For example, I'll give you an instance. Okay, I had a student that was supposed to work on something that has to do with regression tasks. You know, in prediction, it's either you're solving a classification problem or you're solving a regression problem. So when I asked her, you know, she sent that information to me, or she sent her proposal to me. So we met one-on-one, and I asked her, this problem you want to solve, is it a classification problem or a regression problem? She said it's a classification problem. But actually what she wrote was regression problem on her report or the proposal that she wrote. So what that told me is that she's just got that information online from AI. AI gave her that information, but she did not bother to look at it. So that is where intellectual laziness comes in. You should not allow AI to do everything for us. We should also be able to do what? Look at what AI is doing for us, and of course, take the ones that we need. Because to tell you the truth, AI will help you. There's some ideas you may not know, but AI will help you to, we give you those ideas. You can now add it to what you already have, but don't allow it to take your decisions for you.
Now, Prof, a lot of people are wondering, how do you think, or how can someone verify AI-generated information? How possible is that? Because some people say they cannot differentiate between AI-generated information and information that was written organically by somebody. So how can one verify AI-generated information?
Thank you so much for this question. You can also verify AI-generated information or content using the same AI tools.
Oh, really?
Yes, you can use AI tools to verify that these ones are written by human beings themselves or it is actually generated by AI. So AI tool can enable you to do that, to enable you to find out if that content was generated by the person that's supposed to generate it or AI. So we have tools that can do that, that can actually detect if that content was generated by AI or not. So we have tools that can do that.
Yeah. So how should schools and universities adopt AI, in your view?
Yes, in my own view, there was this committee that was set up by NUC, okay, that had to do with integrating AI into our Nigerian university system, NUS. I was part of that committee to integrate AI because AI has come to stay. We cannot deny the fact that AI has come to stay. So we need that committee was set up to integrate AI into our curriculum. So it is very important that universities take it up. Although the report has been sent out already, that report has been sent out. So what is now left is what is just for implementation. So universities they are aware of that already through NUC to integrate AI into our curriculum. And by doing that, we should be able to, let the student know how to use this AI responsibly. Ethical AI, ethical implementation of this AI. They need to know how to use it responsibly. So these are the aspects that universities must come in to help our students to even understand the importance of knowing the ethical implication of the AI model that they are developing. They need to know that. They need to also be accountable for the models that they are developing. It is through this integration of AI into the curriculum that will enable them to know that. So if it is not done, there's no need they will know the ethical implication of the models we are developing and we are deploying. So we need to know the ethical implication of those models.
Yeah, but staying on this particular point now, how do you think, or what role do you think educators should play in developing AI literacy?
Educators should guide the students.
Okay.
They should also guide the users to know how this AI works. They should be able to do that. So they should be able to also explain to the user, the student, the implication of what they are using. So it's very important. They should serve as a guide. They should serve as a guide. And secondly, too, if you actually want to know if a student developed an AI model or not, or it was just generated through AI, you can give workshops, through seminar presentations. Through that channel, you'll be able to know if a student actually did a work or not. Presentations, oral presentations, workshops, ask them questions, give them assignments. They should be able to do what? They should be able to explain these things orally on them or on the offhand without looking at any of their documents, one-on-one. So that's another way of helping this. We should guide them. Educators should guide students or users of these AI tools on how to make use or how to use them.
Interesting. If you're listening to us, you're still on the Tech Talk segment of today's Tech Show, and I have Professor Laeticia Onyejegbu of the Department of Computer Science at the University of Port Harcourt, and we are discussing if AI is improving critical thinking or is it replacing it. You can watch us live on Facebook at Today 95.1 FM, Today 95.1 FM, or on YouTube at Today 951 FM, Today 951 FM. You could watch us live and drop your questions. I would ask Prof your questions. Now, Prof, how do you think AI is influencing workplace decision making?
AI is actually influencing it in the sense that most people are now using AI to solve problems. We find out that when you use AI, you achieve more. So those in the health sector are using it for diagnosis. Those in the agricultural system are using it for detecting maybe pest infestation or diseases. Then those in education, they're using it for digital learning. So these are the ways AI is influencing the people that are using it in the education, in healthcare, in agriculture, even in the industry. That robots are now being used to help to help us in the industry.
Yeah.
So they are using it to improve the production. Then when it comes to the industry, so it's actually helping a lot of people in there. Most people have embraced AI. Most people have embraced AI because it's making the work to be faster. Even abroad, too, people are using it because it's improving their work, making them to be more productive. So what one person can do within maybe 2 or 3 days, AI can do within 1 minute. So that's why they have the industries, the healthcare sectors, agri sectors, even education, okay? Industry, the media houses, and so on. So they are using AI to help them in solving problems.
Now, as AI evolves over time now, which human skill do you think will still be valuable at the end of the day?
Well, as AI evolves, the skills that will be valuable, I will talk about creativity. Okay? Creativity. Okay, people should be able to think, to reason. Then arts, when it comes to arts, okay, people should be able to design things using through critical thinking. Okay, then things like okay, the medical doctors cannot be replaced, to tell the truth. Even if robots can now perform surgeries, medical doctors still need to be there to do what? To guide, to make sure that everything is going as planned. Then for even the production lines now, there's this video I was watching that has to do with during the production. So at a point where at the final stage during the quality control aspect of that production, they had to bring in humans to make sure that nothing is the qualities are okay, because they discovered that the robots are not actually doing what they are supposed to do. So human beings, despite the fact that industries are using this AI, human beings cannot be left out. So human beings are actually needed. So it cannot, in fact, AI cannot replace what human beings can do, to an extent anyway. So when it comes to creativity, the healthcare part, healthcare sector.
For us in Nigeria now, how do you think, what opportunities or risk do you think AI presents for us?
Okay, for us in Nigeria, okay, I even forgot. Sorry, I forgot to talk about software development.
Okay.
Software development is also part of the area that AI cannot replace. Software development, because most of these things are developed by humans.
Yeah.
Okay, so it can't replace it. Then for us in Nigeria, we have a lot of opportunities. As a matter of fact, we're using AI in so many areas here in Nigeria now. For example, in the healthcare sectors, we're using for diagnosis. A lot of tools have been deployed to healthcare. AI tools have been deployed to healthcare that we can use for diagnosis. Even for tracing our veins, that we now have machines that can trace veins. Instead of using that cannula we normally use, we can just use the vein finder to trace the vein of somebody that you want to collect the sample. Then in agriculture too, a lot of AI tools have been deployed to agriculture to help us in monitoring our farms. So these are opportunities that we can, even in the financial sector, AI is also being used there. So these are the opportunities that Nigeria. So we can develop our own models.
Yeah.
We mustn't depend on the ones that we are bringing in from overseas. You understand? We can develop our own models that can solve. We have a lot of problems in Nigeria, so AI can help us to do that. There's a lot of opportunities. What we need to do is just to develop ourselves and to embrace it. Embrace AI, because AI is actually helping us, but we should not replace it with our own human
thinking.
Yes.
Yeah. You talked about the positives. Are there no risk?
There are risks, yes.
Yeah.
Of course, there are risks. And that is where our government needs to come in. There are risks associated to it, because the models you develop can be biased, especially if you use the wrong data to develop these models. It can be biased. It can lead to it can cause a lot of problems. And secondly, to when you are collecting, when data is being collected, we should also think about privacy. The privacy should not violate privacy, people's privacy when you are collecting their data. You need to tell them why you want to collect this data, because most times we just collect people's data without even informing them. So these are part of it. Then some of these models that we develop can also cause us using them can also cause risk to the users if it is not properly managed. So there are risks involved in it. So anything that has advantage also has disadvantage. These are not artificial things. They are not real. So when we're developing it, we should have in mind that what we are using are just artificial. They are not real. But the data sets that is being used to train this model should not be biased, because that can also create risk when we are using these AI developed models.
Interesting. Now, Prof, how can government and maybe technology companies promote responsible use of AI?
Thank you for that question. In Nigeria, we have government is actually trying their best. Leader is actually trying. Okay, they are working with the Nigerian Center of Information, AI and Robotics. They are working with them, and even data protection company.
Yeah.
Okay, they are working with them. So what they need to do, we already have the policy. The policy is there, but our problem is implementation. So there's need for us to start implementing those policies that have been put in place. Okay, then for sorry, you said,
Yeah, it said,
government and
how can government and technology companies
okay, then
promote responsible AI use?
okay, then the technology companies too,
Yeah.
when they're developing these AI models, they should be able to integrate accountability, explainability, and trustworthiness into the AI system or the AI models they are developing. So these are the ways that we can develop this. When they do this, we can trust these models if they can be accounted for. Okay, if you can explain what the model is doing, if you can also, tell us in terms of being fair too. Is it biased? These are the things that they need to look into before deploying these models for use. So that's the technology. The technology companies should look at that area, while government should provide policies that must be implemented. So it's not just enough for us to have these policies without implementing them. We have a lot of policies in Nigeria, but most times our problem is implementation. We don't implement these policies, and again, AI has come to stay. So there's need for us to be protected. Ethical use of AI is very, very important.
Interesting, Prof. Now, what skills should because a lot of young people who listen to our shows here, what advice in terms of skills should young Nigerians develop that they can thrive in alongside AI?
There's a lot of skills that you can. I mentioned software development.
Yes, you did. Yes,
which
you
is
did.
very important.
Yeah.
Because most of these AI tools, for those that are venturing into going into AI, most of these AI tools we are using they are human beings that develop them. It's human beings. So if you are good at software development, it can help you. If you are so good at creativity, people that can think, okay, create your own idea, solve problems, look out for problems that we can solve using AI. If you're able to solve that problem, that alone can go a long way to help the person. So the most important thing is for us to look out for what kind of problem can AI solve that has not been solved before, especially in our country, Nigeria. There are a lot of opportunities out there. So software development is very important when it comes to AI development. Then creativity, we should be able to reason, we should be able to think when developing most of these tools, AI tools.
Prof, my final question to you, what is that one message you want our listeners to remember about AI and critical thinking?
Okay, what I want our listeners to listen to or to know about AI and critical thinking. First of all, AI should not be used to replace critical thinking. AI should just be there as an enhancer to enhance what we are doing.
Yeah.
It should not replace the way we reason. It should be there for capacity to help us, but it should not take over our capability, what we can do. It should not take over what one can do. It should just be there to help us to improve whatever we are doing. So AI should not replace our critical thinking. It should not replace it at all. Instead, let it be used to enhance whatever we are doing, because AI, to tell you the truth, is actually going to help us to solve a lot of problems in terms of speech. That's the essence of using it, in terms of speech. Okay, because I know that AI can help us when it comes to speech.
Professor Laeticia Onyejegbu, thank you for joining me on this segment of the show.
Thank you so
I
much.
hope to have you some other time, because you've shared a lot of information, a lot of things that a lot of our students and our listeners will gain from today. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
So that was Professor Laeticia Onyejegbu giving us insights on how AI can work with critical thinking and not replace it. Now, we asked a quiz question earlier on the show, and we asked you about the technology that helps you in terms of your fingerprints. That technology is biometric, and our winner for today is Castro from Ichi. Castro, congratulations, you've won a recharge card for today. We'll be sending a recharge card to you at the end of the show. Before I run off, A lot of young people last year called me after the boot camp asking me, "Oh, Mr. Paul, this year are we going to have it?" Yes, we are going to have it. Yes, we are going to have it for kids between the ages of 10 and 18. We're going to have it this year, and it's going to hold. We're going to talk about this AI inside that bootcamp this year. We're still going to talk about computer basics. We're going to talk about graphic design. We're going to talk about web development. So if you're out there today, just get yourself ready. When we start next month, then you'll be able to benefit from it. It's going to be paid though, because everybody going to be part of it has to be in one way or the other now. They have to be supported. So just get yourself ready for it. So that's the show for this week. Talk That Talk will come after the news updates at 2.